It's not Easter without Easter sweet pie. Pizza dolce di Pasqua. Ecco a voi. Stay tuned and make the recipe. Hi everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making together Easter ricotta pie. Pizza dolce di Pasqua. It's a must on our Easter table and actually any time of the year. The table is full, don't get overwhelmed. You know, I go step by step slowly because I want you to make the recipes with great success and share with your family and loved ones. Let's get started with the ingredients. For the crust, also known as pasta frolla, we have 3 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, stick of butter that's been melted, 2 eggs, half a teaspoon baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then moving right along with the filling, we have here 2 pounds of ricotta. Try to buy the best ricotta on the market because that's the main ingredient. So I have 2 pounds of ricotta that I've been draining. I have a full cup of sugar, 4 eggs, the zest of an orange. I'm going to be adding Strega. You could also add any citrus flavored liqueur. Limoncello is perfect for this recipe. But take a look at this beautiful plate right here. That's what citrus fruit looks like. I want to talk a little bit about the citrus fruit. I went to a local Italian market and I am aware that not everybody has a local Italian market nearby. But most supermarkets will carry the candied lemon and orange peel, and also sometimes the pineapple. Look, it's right here. Look how beautiful it is. This is the citron. This is what it looks like. It's an extremely large citrus. It grows in the area of Calabria, and then it gets candied, and then you could keep it all year. I want to show you what I do with my citrus. I'm running low, but I have a jar. Fill it up with Strega or any of your favorite liqueur. I chop up the Strega, I chop up the citron, and it keeps for years. Take a look at that. See that? It's a great way to preserve it, and it's a great way to have it handy so it's always in the fridge. You just add it anytime you're making a delicious dessert. My mom did it in the deli, and because you don't find the citron year round, but like this you're able to keep it a year round in the fridge. Also I have Bittersweet chips of little chocolate chips that we're going to be adding, and that's it. Let's get started. Large bowl, what I'm going to do, I have a colander here and I'm going to sift all the dry ingredients. So I have the flour, the baking powder stuck to the bottom, the salt, and no, the sugar not, of course not. We don't need to sift the sugar. Okay, here it goes. See, this is important that you sift the flour, because see, even the baking powder, a lot of times it's in little bowls, and then if you get that when you bite into your cake, it's just terrible. So this is why I like to do it. Okay, sugar in, make a little well, eggs go in, okay, and now the melted butter. What I love about this recipe that I'm not going to use 2 hands. One I keep clean, and it just gets folded in, create a dough, and then into the fridge. As I was mixing this, because I want to share this with you, it was a little dry because my eggs were small. Usually my mother in the deli always used jumbo eggs because that's what the seller would bring in, and that's what she used. So my eggs were large, so instead of 2 I went ahead and I used 3, and now you could see that it all came together nicely. I'm gonna move it over to the work surface just to combine everything properly. Don't overwork it, but you see it's just the perfect softness. That's how it needs to be, because before it wasn't just coming together and it was stressing me out, and I knew because the eggs were not big enough. Okay, ecco qua. Now, flatten it out so it'll be easier, cool down quicker. Okay, into a plastic wrap. Sorry, my hands have all the dough on it. And let it rest in the fridge at least 30 minutes. So while you get everything ready, let this rest. I know it's quick to put the candied food in the food processor, but you know what? It becomes very small, very thin, and it kind of dissolves all through the ricotta cheesecake. Not really good. The best way is to definitely cut it by hand. Be a little patient. Just line it all up, and there you go. Little pieces. Cherry just cut in half. Now this fruit, it's a fig. Imagine that. Let's open it up together. Let's take a look at it inside. È vero, look at that. It's a fig. You see all the seeds? Look at the little pear now. I'm gonna go straight down. I'm gonna taste it for you, by the way. Let me just taste it. It is so delicious. Now imagine once it's cooked in the cheesecake. Unbelievable. Look at this beautiful tangerine. Look at that. See all the sugar in the juice? Beautiful. Okay, now let me get this all measured so I could give you the exact measurement. You see, normally if I'm cooking for us, you know, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but if I'm giving you a recipe, I need to be precise. Let's get it weighed. And also I'll measure it in cups and in weight. It's about a cup, 150 grams, okay? So that's the best way to measure it. Can you use less? Do you like more? That's really up to you. You know what I love about this recipe? No electric gadgets. Everything by hand, just like our nonna and moms did. So the ricotta, drained. I left it overnight. If you're in Italian area, you could buy impastata, which is already drained ricotta. I love it for my cannoli cream. Okay, so I have the ricotta right here. I am just going to cream it with the sugar. I'm gonna add the sugar and just stir it so it comes nice and creamy. Once the sugar and the ricotta are well combined, what you're gonna do is add the zest of an orange. Zest of the orange in. Let's get the 4 eggs in too. And the strega. Gently start mixing. Okay, perfect. The aroma that's coming to my nose, just so delightful. Ecco qui. It's all well mixed. Don't overbeat it. Doesn't need to be. That's why you don't need an electric mixer. You don't need anything. Just like this is perfect. And look at the color of it already. So beautiful. Okay, now we're going to add the citron fruit right in. And maybe now I'm not gonna need this anymore, but use a spatula. Okay, now let's get it all mixed. The chocolate chips, don't mix them in yet, because otherwise they all fall to the bottom and then just becomes one big chocolate cake. My nonna's hands were always soft, but back then they didn't use any cream, but I think it was all the butter that they used for the baking and the cooking, and the oil, or the sugna. The sugna is the lard that they made, and that's what they used in their pasta frolla, and it was always so flaky and yet crunchy, and just a certain flavor to it. Delicious. So anyway, so I just took a dab of butter. I'm gonna grease my 10-inch springform. Okay, those been resting. What I'm going to do is just work it a little bit and start. As you can see, I don't divide the dough, and I'll tell you why. Because once you work it for a few minutes, just a minute or so till you get it stretched out. It becomes of a softer consistency and easier to roll. You will need extra flour so it doesn't stick to the work surface as you stretch it out, as you create the 2 rounds. Cool. The work surface, and as you flatten it out, okay, use your rolling pin to do that. Always make sure that you have lightly floured. That definitely avoids sticking. As you stretch it, so 2 things you gotta keep in mind. Stretch it, sprinkle the flour, and kind of keep it as a circle. Again, hit it again with the rolling pin. Also, don't be afraid. You add the little bit of flour. What you do is flip it, so like that. It doesn't stick, and it really moves with you. So you have a good dough. Now, it should be 1/8 of an inch thick. Yeah, so I want the floured surface to be at the bottom, so when I pick it up, it doesn't break. So this is what you do. You add it, you roll it, and then you gently flip it. There you go. Now you know that the floured part is underneath, and it's not gonna stick. Okay, let's get this rolled on the rolling pin. Put the tray. Now, when you ease it into the pan, don't pull right away. Dagli spazio, give it space, because it's got to go all the way to the bottom of the pan. There it goes. If you missed the first time, don't worry. This is a very forgiving dough. You can roll it out again, so don't even stress about it. You know me, I like nice and easy, always. This is a good time to get your oven on 350, so it warms up while you finish up. Use your index finger and just push down all around, and what that does, it kind of seals the perimeter of the dough next to the pan. Kind of seals. You don't leave any air bubble gaps. Okay, perfect. Trim the top, just like this. Or you could use a sharp knife too. Ecco qua. Il ruoto, the spring pan is ready. Collect all the clippings, because that's going to be used for your top. Okay, you'll see how much easier it is now that we worked with it a little bit. You'll see it'll roll out so nicely. Always a little pinch of flour. Roll it to the other side. Now let's get a measure. Let's see. Che ne pensate? What do you think? I think it's good, right? That side too? We're all good. So let's move just right over here, and we're gonna add half of the batter in. Give it a good stir before you start. Okay. Now I'm going to add the chocolate chips. Get them into the corner, because I love when those chocolate chips melt into the dough. Get them over there. Okay, there it goes. Let's get the rest in. Kind of push it over so you bury the chocolate chips. Now get more on top. Roll it on your rolling pin, okay? Get the cheesecake, it's nice and heavy. Okay, so just gently. Ecco fatto. Oh! I need a new side of the video. That's embarrassing. I need a rolling pin. Okay, good thing I'm done with this. All right, come closer. Let me show you what we're gonna do next. Push the dough in again using the index finger. Just layer it so it's gently on top. I'm going to trim the sides. Okay, I love a thick crust, so I'm not gonna just trim it too much. What I'm going to do is just fold it over like this. Who doesn't like the crust? That's like the best part. We always fight for the crust of everything in this house. With the knife, I'm going to just prick the top like this, make little slits. So what that does, it lets the heat escape so your top crust should not break. In the oven it goes. Don't get rid of these little trimmings. Cut them up, put them in a little glass plate and cook them. You'll have little cookies. While you wait for this to cook, you could have a cup of coffee and biscottini. Hour and a half in the oven, it's perfect. Let it cool down completely before opening, otherwise the ricotta is gonna run. Let's open it up together. Okay, you know what I'm gonna put, oh, no need to put it down, see? Hold on, here, came right off. Guardate che bella, isn't it beautiful? Now let's try to get it here on the serving. Sotto sopra, remove the bottom part, see that? Perfect, and now we're going to flip it again. Ecco qua, fatto. Sprinkling of powdered sugar, and that's good because if there's an imperfection, powdered sugar covers it all. Come closer, I want to open this together. You hear the crunch of the pasta frolla, of the crust. Let's see what it looks like inside. The first slice is always difficult for it to be perfect. Oh, guardate un po'. Come closer, look inside. This slice is the perfect example of what I was saying, how the chocolate chip, the chocolate right meets with the crust in the back. That's gonna be my last bite and my most delicious bite. Anyway, I'm gonna taste it now. Una delizia. Thank you for watching. Please make this recipe, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button, share the recipe, make the food. It's not Easter without the Easter pie. Grazie, alla prossima, arrivederci. Ciao ciao.